$8 for a bowl of laksa with a few ingredients. Because of the increasing cost of living, I top up my eating card almost every day now. And not only that, some of the HDB flats are located far away from the city, far away. One thing that foreigners cannot understand in Singapore, when they are traveling in Singapore or they're working, is like, they call you brother or sister. Greetings from Singapore. Today I will share with you the truth about Singapore, things that people will normally not tell you. Firstly, there are a lot of fines in Singapore. Look at this: no smoking and no flammable foods. If you smoke, you fine $1,000. If you bring a lighter or something, $5,000. Secondly, even though we have a MRT metro system and the buses, which is part of the public transport, but there are often breakdowns and delays. So Singaporeans and even foreigners complain about this. Well, the third thing will be Singaporeans do not really have a dress sense, be it guys or girls. So for guys, you'll normally wear a t-shirt and shorts and carry a backpack. This is the standard attire. They started from primary school, they wear a backpack, and then when they grew up, it's the same thing. And then for Singapore girls, they normally wear the long pants, and sometimes they don't really know how to match the attire. The next thing is, as a citizen of Singapore, some of us feel like you are being watched 24 hours. Of course, it's good for the safety, but sometimes it's overdone, and even the police will do a spot check on innocent passerbys at the town area, neighborhood, especially the Bugis area or Geylang, or even in the Yishun. You ask for your IC. If you don't bring it, then you need to spend more time with them because they will need to check their database whether you have committed crime before or under the run or wanted currently. I mean, police is good thing in any country. They help to secure the order and ensure safety for all citizens, but sometimes it's overdone. But then some citizens will say that the police in Singapore is actually very gentle in case of like crimes. They will be gentle and not resort to violence unless absolutely 100% necessary. Whereas in other countries like US, the police actually shoot. I think this is not good. This is our beloved Metro MRT system. There are a lot of lines. This is the North-South Line Raffles Place, which is the CBD, the central office area where lots of people work here in the big banks, big offices. But during peak hours, like maybe 5 to 8 p.m. and from morning 7 to 9 a.m., the metro is super crowded. You don't have any space to really stand. Not only that, cost of living increase every year. It's the same for every country, but then in Singapore, it just feel it more because the buses, for example, the bus fare and the MRT metro fare, they increase like yearly. This is not really good because some of the common folks or the people with a normal low salary are suffering. This is something that is very sad, but it's a real truth. You also see old auntie and uncle working at the age over 70 years old because high cost living, they need the money to survive. Very few old people, they work because they treat it as a hobby. Let me show you one of the food court in Bukit Batok area. This is just near to the MRT. They have quite a wide range of the food here. But let's take a look at the prices. Now, Thai fish noodles is $7. The rest about $6. What do you guys think? Is it like expensive? I think it's like slightly expensive. It's trying to be on the margin. And with the prawn fat fish, just the fish and the rice and the side dish is $10.90. Even just mushroom and vegetables, it costs $6 to $7. And there are more expensive dishes. Just for signature prawn is $16.80, and look at that, for just the egg only $11.80 with a little shrimp. And this is called the Happy Hawkers. It's actually quite budget already, but in other hawker center and food court, the price can be like 50% more. Here the Japanese and Korean cuisine, $6.80. Saba fish, $6.20. $8 for a bowl of laksa with a few ingredients. The next issue is some Singaporeans, they are actually oversensitive. For example, if I use my phone, I point up right, they think that maybe I'm taking a photo or video, but I'm actually doing some work. Because of the increasing cost of living, I top up my eSIM card almost every day now. So this is not a good thing, but we have to accept it. I used to top up my eSIM card $10 every 2 days, but now it's like, I feel like maybe it's like every day for the same distance I top up $10. Now the next question is, why do I not use a bank card? Maybe a credit card or debit card? It's because in the past I've used this before, but I'm scammed because someone ordered pizza using my debit or credit card, and then the money is charged to my card, and I did not order any pizza at all. So I need to go down to the bank, cancel my card, and get a replacement, or just cancel it without doing a replacement. So actually it takes a lot of time. It's really time wasting. Imagine yourself going to the bank, in the queue, and then cancel the card. So nowadays in Singapore, right, I just use cash to pay. I find it's safer. The next complaint will be the lack of work-life balance. Singaporeans wake up when the sky is still dark and go home when the sky is also dark. So it means long working hours without much compensation. We do the overtime OT and do not get paid. Not only that, every month or very frequently, the Singaporean will think of the worry of being retrenched, being sad or being dismissed by their company without prior notice. It has happened to a few companies or many companies in Singapore already. So they only found on the day of their last day of work that it's going to be their last day, and it really affects their income because some of them have already had a lot of kids, so it become a kind of burden. And what's more, they have the housing loans as well, bank loans. The next problem is Singaporeans are not really happy with many cyclists or the PMD scooters riding on the pedestrian lane or just outside, because there are a lot of cases where the PMD rider actually knocked down the elderly pedestrians, and the elderly pedestrian actually died. So, but the government seems to do no enforcement yet. And you know, the cars are most expensive in the world because of this thing called certificate of entitlement. Is a certificate of ownership that enables the owner to claim that they're the owner of the car. And the COE, right, it can cost anything from 100,000 onwards for just a 4-wheel car, and then you need to pay the purchase price as well. So it ends up being very expensive, more expensive than you buy a car from China, Malaysia, Thailand. And guess what? You only have 10 years of ownership before you need to renew or extend the COE once again. If you choose not to extend, then that's considered forfeit. And if you forfeit, then you cannot drive a car anymore. And guess what? You're back to taking the public transport, the bus and the MRT once again. Now the next complaint will be the lack of service of the retail staff in the shopping malls or any other place that sells things in Singapore, be it the mama shop, pasar malam, high-class shopping malls in the airport, or even 5-star restaurants. They think that the service is very little, or sometimes there's no service. So basically the staff, right, or the waiter will greet you, or they don't greet you at all, no eye contact, don't smile, and they just take your order. And after the whole thing, your purchase of the goods and services or the meals, you just pay and that's it. I'm standing right in front of a HDB block right here. There are tall trees blocking some view, but anyway, just focus on the second level, which is 1 story up the ground level. The HDB is actually shared housing among the residents, so you have many neighbors, or in some other estate they just 4 units to one level, but for this area there are about maybe 10 neighbors, 10 what you call it, 10 HDB in one level. So if you are sensitive to noise, right, let's say somebody raise a dog and the dog is very noisy, barks every day, then you hear it, or somebody quarrel, you hear it also, even though you can wear earplugs, but I don't think earplugs can actually help you solve 100% of the noise. This is one thing, so take note. And some Singaporeans, they complain about the noise level of the neighbors, and they actually write a complaint letter, or they call the HDB, the town council, to settle, even call the police. Let's say somebody is like dancing or singing karaoke on the 3rd level, and then the 2nd level, the unit below, actually how you say it, hear it, and they are unhappy about it. So the person staying the 2nd level actually call the police or call the town council to try to settle. But to be frank, there's really nothing to be done except the police or the town council will come down and visit. But then the ultimate decision, the solution is, if they are not happy, they can sell the flat and move out. One of them, either one, or they'll just quarrel among themselves until their last day on planet Earth. Some Singaporeans also complain about the weather being too hot or too much rain, when this is really something that's unavoidable. If they are not really happy, they can have a holiday and go to somewhere cold or somewhere that suits their weather climate preference better. There's one personal complaint by myself, and I think some of the Singapore guys share my sentiments and thoughts, that is, if you use a public toilet, be in the MRT or shopping mall, sometimes or frequently there are guys looking at you and making eye contact, and maybe they smile at you or they nod their heads. There's a signal that they're actually gay or they like guys. So I find it very strange and kind of like disrespect. So just be careful whenever you see these kind of people. Just ignore them, do your business, and leave the toilet immediately. Do not look at them anymore. And frankly speaking, the street food Singapore, it may seem like appealing and delicious, but do you know that the most delicious food has the most number of toxins and poison, is harmful to our body? So this is a truth that maybe other YouTubers do not tell you. They'll just tell you how delicious and yummy the wonton noodles or the chicken rice is, the laksa, the bihun, or the char kway teow, but then how much calories they pack, how much trans fat there is, and how much calorie, how much cholesterol. If you eat it very often, I'm not sure whether the person will live to a long life. So if you really eat them and you actually crave for them, just make sure you do exercise and have a good night's sleep and less stress of your life, because if you already pack up to the calorie, adds on to the cholesterol, and before you know it, you're suffering for high blood pressure, or the sangao in Chinese, the cholesterol, the high blood pressure, and there's one more, the sugar, drinking too much of the soft drinks and milk tea, coffee with tea with milk, Coca, Red Bull, all this will add up one day, and then it's too late then. And then for the aspects, you're a foreigner guy, you want to date a Singapore girl, right? So just bear in mind a few things. The first is that you must be ready to spend a lot of money, be it the cash or credit card. Although some of the Singapore girls are really nice, they're good character, but then nowadays, in the last maybe 5 to 10 years, things have changed, and most of the girls, Singapore girls, they actually they want more things now. Even though they have their own job, but they still prefer the guy to pay for them, even though the girl is earning maybe much more than a guy. And then if you're expat foreigner, you're expected to be a higher standard than a local Singaporean guys in terms of everything. So this is one requirement. Second thing is try to adapt yourself to the culture and the customs. There are lots of information on the internet. Go and read it up. Some Singaporeans are fed up and do not like the Bangladesh or foreign workers working in Singapore. They just think that maybe the foreign workers take up or compete with the local Singaporeans for a job. But for the Bangladesh workers, I don't think any Singaporean people would like to replace them or lose their job, because firstly, the salary is not high, and secondly, it's very tiring. Imagine now it's 11:20 p.m. at night, and they have to work for the daytime with the night shift. It's really hot. They have to wear a helmet, and they have to sometimes they endanger their life. There are dangers of the accidents. This is not good. I mean, of course, in Singapore, their salary is higher than back in the Bangladesh. But I'm saying the local Singaporean, they complain about this. There's no really a basis for it. And then for the Singaporean, do not like other nationalities, like maybe from China, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, or other country come to Singapore to work. This is also something our control. It's just that we have to accept it. If you don't like, you can leave Singapore, even give up your citizenship, give up your pink IC, and just go to somewhere there are no Bangladesh, no China people. But I can tell you, frankly speaking, if you are looking for a country that has no China people, then it's very hard to find, because I've been to a lot of countries. Almost every country, every country I've been to, they have the China people visiting, as a tourist, or they work there. But for Bangla, we are actually quite lucky, because in certain countries like Thailand, Vietnam, or even Laos, Cambodia, I don't see the Bangladesh workers there. Of course, there are Bangladesh workers in other countries, but I'm just saying that they have a choice to see how's your life in Singapore. But most important, just stay happy, because no matter how much money you earn, and you're not happy and you're not healthy, then there's not much of meaning, right? So everyone, thanks for watching the video. I hope to see you guys again in my next video. Please take care and bye bye. Oh, remember to subscribe for more future videos like this, and also give a like so that more people can find the video. Thanks very much. There's also one last complaint by Singaporeans regarding the HDB, because they think that it's really worthless to buy. The value of the flat is become zero at the end of 99 years. By the way, that's a cute cat.